This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
So we're going to start all the way back in 2005. And in my research, I came across something that I had no idea about. And that is that you wrestled Bobby Lashley in an OVW TV title tournament in 2005. How exciting is it to see how both of your careers have taken off since those early days?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, I feel like I first met Bobby in OVW, and he came in and he was just impressive right off the bat, right? Like he was just, yeah, that's where I wrestled him, was in OVW, Kurt. And obviously there was a lot that happened prior to that, like, you know, making it into developmental. But yeah, that was wild. But you look at what Bobby's doing now, and you look at, you know, my career now, and there was several moments like that where they've kind of, and you look and see all the things we've done since then, and it's pretty remarkable, you know. Well, but yeah, he kicked my butt. He fought me like a man.
Who won?
I mean, he won. He won, clearly. I should have won, though. Let's face it.
You deserved it, Mickie.
I should have rolled him up quick.
Hey, what was your goal to eventually be in the WWE when you first started in the business?
Yes. I think because that was, I mean, that's not the wrestling that I grew up on. Obviously, because I grew up in Virginia, and it was a lot of like Georgia Championship Wrestling and
Nice.
NWA and that kind of mid-Atlantic area. However, I think after I'd fallen out, and then I come back to fall in love with wrestling during the Attitude Era, when it was cool to be a wrestling fan again. And I remembered all the reasons why I loved the wrestlers that I loved as a child, and why that was such a, you know, real passion for me. It was WWF, and I saw the women's championship as a, like, that's the thing that I would envision. I want to be women's champion. I want to be WWE women's champion. And it was the only title for a woman to hold, to be seen as an equal to a man as far as in a championship, you know, kind of capacity.
Right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Georgia Championship Wrestling, Mid-Atlantic. I'm going off script here, Kirk, because she mentioned some of my favorite wrestling. Jim Crockett Promotions. I mean, so you were a Horseman fan watching the Nature Boy and all those years?
My dad was a huge Horseman fan. My dad was the wrestling fan, and so was my grandfather. So when I would go to see my dad on the weekends or every other weekend, this was the common thing that my sisters and we would all watch with my dad or watch with grandpa, and they loved wrestling. But it was very old school kind of that style of wrestling, and yelling at the TV just as grandparents do, but then all the things. And so that was my first memories of watching wrestling, and the kind of the characters that I fell in love with. But it was also a different style of wrestling in the sense that there was the promos down the lens, and I felt like they were talking to me directly, and I was very intimidated, but also, you know, I really wanted the babyface to kick the, you know, the bad guy's butt, but I also loved the bad guys. I was a big fan of the bad guys in reality.
That's because you're a heel at heart.
Damn. Don't tell everybody, though. They all think I'm a babyface.
Well, listen.
I always thought you were the female version of Kurt Angle. You know that, right? You remember I told you that.
That's big. That's big praise. That's
massive.
That's
it's
awesome.
Massive. We're going to have to one day hit that double ankle lock.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
We'd have to do it. Who would be a dream match? Roman Reigns, and who would be the woman?
Oh, gosh.
Sasha or Becky or Charlotte?
Yes. Well, we'll get everybody in there. We'll just ankle lock
Mickie
everybody
versus Roman.
I know
Charlotte.
it's so hard. I always say Charlotte, but Becky is so huge now, and Sasha obviously, or Bailey.
You can't go wrong.
I'll ankle lock. I say Bailey's coming back from an ACL injury too, so there's the heat. I'll ankle lock.
Re-injure her ACL, huh? That is awesome.
Get even more from the hottest new podcast going, My World, with Jeff Jarrett over at adfreeshows.com. Let me get granular here for a minute, folks. Not only can you get the entire My World episode library with 0 ads, new episodes come your way each week early, ad-free, and on video starting at just $9 a month. We've also got tons of exclusive My World bonus content waiting for you, plus unique interactive experiences with your old pal, Double J. You get to jump on and ask Jeff questions, and if you joined us in Chicago this year for Top Guy Weekend, you got to hang out the entire weekend. 100% the best value in all of wrestling. Strut on over to adfreeshows.com right now to sign up.
Hey, Mickie, I want to thank you for coming on the Kurt Angle Show. I really do appreciate it. And I wish you continued success in the future. I love you, honey.
I love you so much. Thank you, Kurt.
Thank you, Mickie. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care, hon. Love you.
All right. You're good to go. Thank you so much. Kurt, wow, what a guest. Mickie James, another fantastic guest here on the Kurt Angle Show.
He was a great guest, too.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.